Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Caticus. Guess what? I got a new hat. Woo! It's my new hat. Looks like the old hat, but it's new. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to make a rundown of how to export an audio track with the effects that you want on it. So the reason I'm making this video is because I recently was making a track that had a bunch of audio, like vocals in it, and I was using the doubler and the harmonizer, and the system told me I had too many instances of harmonizer going at the same time, and I think there's only like 3 or something, I don't know. I can't say for certain. However, I didn't want to hit this limit, and I only used the MPC Live in standalone mode, so I needed to figure out a way to bypass this limit. And what I was thinking is I would just use the audio tracks, like export the audio with the effects, but there's no obvious way to do it. There's no button that says, hey, like export with effects or whatever. So I was thinking, how the heck do I get it like this? And I was suggested to resample into another input or whatever. I don't know. I was given some explanation that seemed like it would make sense if I was smarter and knew how to do it, but I'm not smarter and I don't know how to do it. So I needed to figure out a really easy way. And I'm going to go through that method in this video. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'll explain it real quick because in words it's super simple for anybody who knows how to use their MPC Live or X. This will make sense. Basically, you have the audio track that you want to export with effects. So you have that audio track and you got the effects on it. So what you do is you click the solo button, then you click the edit button on the sequence, not the track. The track doesn't have the options. You click the solo or the edit button on the sequence, and there will be a button in the top right that's bounce to audio or bounce to sample or something like that. It's bounce to whatever. It's in the top right. You click that and it will bounce that audio sample with the effects. So simple, and then you can just use that on whatever pad you want to. But in the second part of this video, I'm going to go through visually how to do that, just in case this doesn't make any sense to you in words. So let me flip the camera around and get the shot on the MPC Live, and we'll go from there. Okay, see you guys in a second. So generally speaking, when you record an audio track, you're gonna hear, like, it'll make a file for it. It'll make a sample for it that you can find in your browser. So if I go back to MIDI here, and I go to program assign, like this, then
do it like you always do to me, I easily get played.
It records the audio from the audio track into a sample that you can use on the pad assign. However, if you go back to the audio tracks here and you listen to it on this one here, and I press solo and I press play,
do it like you always do to me,
you'll see that it's actually using an effect. It's using the air vocal doubler. I like that for adding volume to my my voice. Okay, so I like that with the effect, the doubler effect. However, in standalone mode, you can only use the doubler and harmonizer a few times before it'll tell you you hit your max limit. So if you've got 8 full audio tracks, or you're using the doubler or harmonizer on any of the pads in the program mode, you will run out of the ability to use more, and that can be quite a hassle when you're running in standalone mode. So the way that I've found to alleviate that limit is to process the audio track with the effect, so that it frees up the effect. It just basically records it with the effect on it, and then it doesn't run the effect in real time, using up CPU usage and hitting the limit. So to do that, what you do is you click from the audio, you first click solo, so that you're only doing that in here. I'll show you why. Because in track, when you edit track, there's no bounce for the track, okay? So if you hit the sequence, you can actually bounce to sample for the sequence, okay? So if I click bounce to sample right there, it's going to process it. And then if I mute this, let's mute it, okay? So now when I press play, whoops, okay. So other stuff is still playing, but let's go back to MIDI right here. And I've got my track 2 and program 1. That's just the one that I had freed up. You can see there are no effects on there. But if I go back to, if I just close this right here, If I go to assign samples right here, then I have this new one that I just bounced. Let's press it.
Like you always do to me, I easily get played.
So there is the sample. I can put it right here and go to main right here, and then that's the sample with the effect. So super simple. Let's go through the steps one more time. Okay, so you go to your audio, you record whatever you want, you put whatever effects on it that you want right there. So I can add even more effects if I want to. Let's go to flanger. Let's put a flanger on there. Let's go back to main here. Let's solo it so we can hear just it. Press play.
Do it like you always do.
That's not really an effect that I would want for this track, but I mean, we're just giving an example here. Let's put another effect on there just to really amp stuff up. Let's go to reverb's not good. Okay, let's go to Harmonizer. So I press play.
Do it like you always do.
Okay, so that's way over processed, but it doesn't matter. The fact is we've got 3 effects on there. And if we go back to MIDI right now and we go to the program track and we go to assign sample, I actually still have the raw.
Do it like you always do them.
You can hear a bit of an echo or a reverb effect on there. That's actually my pedal down here. But aside from that, if my pedal was off when I recorded it, it would just be completely raw. There would be no effects on it whatsoever. So let's just assume that it's raw. This is the sound that went into the MPC Live without any effects on it. That's what it is right there, okay? But we want the processed, the effects. We want the same sample, but with the effects here. We don't want to use them all in the pad mode. We want to be able to have it just a sample with all of those effects on it. So, easy steps, okay? Got all of our effects right here. We've got the sample that we want. We've got it in solo right there. So the sequence right now is only going to play that one sample. We do not click edit on track. We click edit on sequence and we bounce to sample. It's bouncing right now. Okay, go back to MIDI right here. We're on whatever program we want it in. We go to assign samples. We find the new sample, which is right here.
Do it like you always do to me, I easily get played.
There it is. Okay. Now, just one thing to remember: if you're having difficulty, you can't unmute your track now while you're in MIDI. That's because you have this track still solo in audio tracks. Remember that if anything's on solo, it kind of messes things up. So let's just mute that. We don't need this one with all the effects playing anymore, okay? We're going to free this up. We're going to eventually erase this track and take off the effects so that we can free them up for other tracks. So this one is now not being used. It's muted. And if I press play, you're going to hear this part of the song without anything, or like without this.
Do it like you always do to me.
Okay, so we've got that in there. We don't have that audio track, but I can go back to MIDI right here. I can assign sample. I'll go to pad 3, choose this one right here. Stop. Go back to main here. Check it. It's there. Okay, so we're going to press record, play start.
Do it like you always do to me, I easily get played.
And there it is. So perfectly. One more time as a recap, it's so simple. It looks convoluted and difficult because I made it look that way by explaining too many things at the same time. So very quick. You've got your audio track that you recorded from your synthesizers, from your microphone, whatever. You put the effects that you want on it. You solo it. You click on edit for the sequence. Oops. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Okay, so you click on edit for the sequence. You click on bounce to sample. You let it process it. You go back to, you turn off solo. Remember that, turn off solo. Probably mute this one because you don't want to play this track anymore. You're going to play it as a program pad. You click on MIDI. You've got the program you want. You click on assign samples. Choose the pad you want. find the sample you just made, which is right here. Stop. Click that button to assign it right there. Go back to main, you're still in MIDI, and there it is. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it useful. Thank you for watching. This is Caticus out.
Like you always do to me.